Bandit, come on. Bring him back. When I give orders, they know my voice. They know it's me. Right there, walk him up. Get in. Right there, get in.
Goat herder Lonnie Malmberg and her army of goats are being hailed the new secret weapon when it comes to fighting wildfires, or more accurately, preventing them, by the goats clearing vast swaths of underbrush that might otherwise become fuel for wildfires. Wildfires that have been raging across the western United States in recent years. Lonnie is constantly in demand. She and her goats have been clearing land here around Mount Sopris in western Colorado for the last month for the U.S. government, so that thousands of homes and residents in the valley below may hopefully remain safe from potential wildfires spreading through here.
Okay, you can see Mount Sopris over there. That's 13,000 feet. This is what they call the crown. The goats are right off the right edge of the very top, and they're doing fire mitigation. There's 1,000 head up there, and we're going to move them down today. And so we're going to run down that ridge, run the goats down the ridge.
Her goats eat up live and dead brush or vegetation that, if not cleared out by these goats, could be fuel for fires on this terrain, what's known as the fire fuel ladder.
The goats eat the fire fuel ladder. They stand on their hind legs, so they eat everything 9 feet all the way to the ground. That is the fire fuel ladder, and then they recycle that through their gut, comes out as pure organic fertilizer. In the hoof action, 1,000 goats is 4,000 hooves. The hoof action tramples that into the soil to build soil organic matter.
Organic matter from waste droppings of goats that essentially fertilizes and enriches soil, keeping things green, rather than terrain drying out and becoming fire fuel.
We had our goats in on all this land last year.
Lonnie Malmberg has become the go-to goat herder contracted by the U.S. government's Bureau of Land Management, or BLM, on federally owned land that makes up roughly 1/4 of the United States, most of which is in the western half of the country. High-risk fire country.
We're just seeing increased risk of catastrophic wildfire.
Hillary Boyd, a BLM wildlife biologist here in Colorado, says Lonnie has shown time and time again how her goats are able to get into tight places that man or machine cannot when it comes to clearing brush that fuels wildfires. This herd of 1,000 goats Lonnie has out here today will eat 5 to 6 tons of brush of potential fire fuel per day.
Goats are absolutely eating machines. They can eat almost any kind of plant. Plants that are noxious to horses and other types of livestock, plants that might be noxious to some species of wildlife. Lonnie has worked with her goats across the western United States, and the mother goats are able to pass on their tolerance for different types of plants to their babies.
Going back to the beginning, Lonnie Malmberg grew up a cowgirl in Wyoming, earning a master's degree in weed science from Colorado State University. Today running her goat grazing business found on Facebook, Goat Green LLC, that provides fire prevention services and other weed clearing services in 17 U.S. states, from California to Texas. Lonnie says she chose cashmere and Spanish goats for their personality. And they can be quite curious at times.
Got a little company here. How you doing, bud?
The goats, she says, over time evolved from the top of the Himalaya mountains. They don't need to be in barns during the winter, finding warmth together, and are able to survive temperatures and snowy conditions well below freezing. Their lifespan is 10 to 12 years on average. Lonnie says she works them all year long.
Up the road, guys.
Today, one of her sons, Donnie Benz, runs the day-to-day management of the business, assisted by his fiancée, Katie Singley.
You know, you have a tinderbox for fire with this dead stuff piled up right here.
Donnie says helping prevent wildfires around the country is a top priority. Wildfires that are responsible, in recent years, for burning up to 10 million acres or 4 million hectares annually.
We believe that, you know, we're in a ticking time bomb now of managing land in a different way.
Donnie was a successful MBA after college before making the switch to goat herder.
The avenue I took through college was business, and got an MBA, and decided that I need to be back on the land, back to my roots, and there's not a lot of people that can do what I do.
He says his change of heart was influenced by his mother's decades-long dedication to healing the land, helping the environment, and more recently, helping prevent the spread of wildfires.
Come on, let's get it going.
She's an amazing pioneer and quite the leader. You know, her vision 30 years ago, you know, is, in my opinion, is just starting to kick in. But this was 30 years of, you know, when we started, people thought we were crazy. And they said, this will never work, you guys are nuts, this and that, and then we proved it.
Lonnie is definitely a pioneer. One of the things I really like about Lonnie is she has a strong background in weed management. She really understands ecology. Her main goal is to come into an area and help the land manager get the objective they're looking for.
The objective is preventing the kinds of massive wildfires that have been wiping out entire communities, causing tens of billions of dollars in damage annually. Lonnie and Donnie's goats recently cleared brush around the community of Elizabeth, Colorado, south of Denver. That homeowner, Dan Wall, says dramatically slowed down a field fire that broke out a week later from being more destructive had the goats not cleared the grass beforehand.
None of it had been cut, ever. And I mean ever. Lonnie and Donnie both put their heart and soul into this job. It's not just a livelihood, they're serving the communities doing this.
Grazing goats can be a lucrative business. For example, the homeowners here in Elizabeth, Colorado, paid Donnie and Lonnie $26,000 for the 2 weeks it took their goats to clear land around these homes. Donnie encourages young people to think about goat herding rather than working in the corporate world.
And it's an alternative to, you know, taking the corporate route. It could be a beautiful life for a lot of people. It's really like changing the value system of how we value our land, our water, our air, and, you know, the people that take care of it, and the next generation of who's going to take care of it.
He says the COVID pandemic no doubt gave a lot of young people pause about what's important in life.
You know, COVID was actually a great shakeup. People realized that maybe there's a better life on the land, and this is an opportunity for people to make a good living, earn a good wage, and, you know, be on the land, healing landscapes, and being part of maybe problem solving in a large scale. To me, what we do is not funny or cute at all. You know, it's serious, it's a viable business, it's a viable occupation, it's hard work, we're dedicated to changing landscapes, and it's important to us. We're a close-knit family. I mean, we're a family that works together. You know, a lot of situations for us too become like life or death. When we're on the mountain and we get a foot of snow and we're trying to push goats off, and we've got mountain lions and wildfires and bears. I mean, there's so many things that we rely on each other much more than, you know, say a 9-to-5 office job. So we're very close working together, and there's a respect there that you build that maybe you don't quite get in these other lines of work.
Yeah, get going. Up the road. We're going that way.
The team says it's their border collies, like Banjo and her son Roscoe, that are the key to moving so many goats up and down mountains all day long. They describe what these dogs do day in and day out, 365 days a year, as a work of art.
The art of working these border collies is a huge draw for me in this profession, is working those border collies. They're the most loyal, smartest companion.
Okay, Roscoe, right there. Walk him up. Walk him up. Get him off that hill. Bring him up. Roscoe, get in. Get in. Right there. there, get in. Right there, walk them up. Banjo, get back. You're good, Banjo. Roscoe, back here.
And you can't run this business without them.
Come on. Yeah. Come on, sweetie. Come on, sweetie.
You can't run this business without goat herders like pioneer Lonnie Malmberg. At 65 years of age, Lonnie just today marched her 1,000 goats down 2 miles of rugged mountain terrain without breaking much of a sweat. When she's working, she's made it very clear to us that she doesn't like being bothered by talking and answering questions.
Can't be talking all the time on that mic because I have to listen really close to everything. So it would stress me out if I had to talk when I don't want to talk.
Many who know Lonnie describe her as a tough, hardworking Rocky Mountain mama
Get out of here. Ha!
who will quickly let you know it's her way or the highway, buddy.
Get out of here. Come on. Get moving. Okay.
And they also say she can be as stubborn as a, well, you know. What counts, they say, is her success in preventing wildfires. She and her goats estimated to have saved thousands of lives in communities across the western United States over the years. And no doubt thousands more in the years to come.